Good morning. This is Danny here with Sandy Destinations Cruise News. Got a couple of good cruise stories for you today, so let's have a little conversation about it. Okay, for our first cruise news story of the day, Carnival Corporation announced its plans that by the end of the year, that includes 75% of the fleet capacity or 63 ships will be operational. The company plans to include 8 of the 9 cruise lines operating under the Carnival Corporation brand. The cruise line, which will be operational, includes Carnival Cruise Line, Holland America, Princess Cruises, Seabourn, Ada, Costa, Cunard, and P&O Cruises out of the United Kingdom. The only company that is not included in the Carnival Corporation's restart plans is P&O Australia, which is bound to strict regulations in place down under. Of the 9 brands under the Carnival Corporation umbrella, Carnival Cruise Lines is taking the lead in the restart of cruising, particularly in the United States. The cruise line intends to start up operations on all of its vessels by the end of 2021. The 8 brands are starting up operations worldwide according to a gradual phased-in approach previously communicated by the company. These include ships in the U.S. Caribbean, Europe, Mediterranean, and itineraries in Central America and Antarctica. When Carnival Cruise has planned 75% of the ship operational, it could be more as a cruise line continuation plan itineraries. Carnival Corporation is building on the recent restart of operations across 5 of its brands, including Ada and Costa Cruises, sailing out of Europe, P&O, UK, and Great Britain, Seabourn Cruise Line from the Mediterranean and the Caribbean, and of course Carnival Cruise Lines from the United States. The world's largest cruise company plans include itineraries worldwide, including Carnival Cruise Line, which intends to have its entire fleet operational by the end of the year. The US-based cruise line intends to have most, if not all, of its ships operational in the United States by the end of the year. The cruise line stated its U.S. operations from Galveston and Miami earlier this month, and Carnival Vista, Horizon, and Breeze. A total of 15 will be operational by the end of October, a number expected to increase in November and December. Princess will resume operations in Alaska with Majestic Princess on July 25th, so just a couple days from now. And the cruise line will also be operating ships in the United Kingdom in July and fall cruises to start out the Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Fort Lauderdale to the Caribbean, Panama Canal, Mexico, Hawaii, California. Princess expects to have 8 of its vessels operational by the end of the year. Holland America Line is returning to its traditional base of operations in Seattle this week, with New Amsterdam sailing from Seattle to Alaska. This will be followed by cruises in Greece, Italy, and Spain further down the line. Also expected are cruises to Mexico, Hawaii, California, and the Caribbean, with the cruise line aiming for 6 ships operational by the end of December. Carnival Corporation's luxury cruise operator Seabourn Cruise Lines has already resumed operations with 2 vessels this year from Greece and Barbados. The company also intends to start sailing to Antarctica in November of this year. The company has resumed guest cruising operations to Italy and Greece in May, and has now expanded to France and Spain. 7 ships will cruise the Mediterranean by the end of the year, including ships sailing to Portugal and Turkey in September. As of March, Ada Cruise resumes guest cruise operations on its Canary Island sailings and sailings from Greece and Germany in May. In addition to those sailings, the cruise lines planned sailings to Spain, Italy, Maltese, and Netherlands, and the Persian Gulf by the end of the year. It is expected to have 9 ships in its operation. From June, P&O Cruises has begun guest cruise operations with cruises around UK coastal waters. The company plans to expand to the Mediterranean, the Atlantic coast, and the Caribbean in September, with 4 ships operating by the end of the year. From August onward, Cunard will cruise the United Kingdom coast with 1 ship, followed by cruises to the Canaries and a different coast. A second ship is scheduled to return in November, offering transatlantic cruises for Caribbean itineraries for the company. All right, before we get to our second cruise news story of the day, I'd like to take this moment to thank you in advance for subscribing to this channel. Hit that bell icon, which will give you notifications of all episodes that come out. And I would appreciate it if you'd share this as well. Help us hit our goal of 100 subscribers by the end of August. And the second cruise story of the day, MSC Cruises has completed its first test cruise with the MSC Meraviglia cruise ship out of Florida. This is the first test sailing completed by the cruise line and marks a major step forward in resuming operations in the United States. The MSC cruise ships returned home to Port Miami on Tuesday and successfully completed the cruise line's first test sailing. The sail operator operated a 3-night simulated cruise as part of the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines. During the voyage, MSC Meraviglia visited Nassau and the private cruise line island of Ocean Cay, MSC Marine Reserve, both in the Bahamas. The president of MSC Cruise said, "We are getting closer to bringing our guests back to sea from the U.S., and come August 2nd, they will finally have the opportunity to enjoy everything they know and love about our rich experience with gourmet dining, world-class entertainment, and immersive experiences on board." And with Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve still new, and many of our guests, they can also now step into a natural paradise where cruising the Bahamas, spending the day and evening enjoying activities like paddleboarding, kayaking, snorkeling, and more. We are grateful to our volunteer guests who help us complete this significant milestone, demonstrating the strength of our protocols to protect our guests, crew, and the communities we visit, as well as the memorable cruise vacations we offer. There were several important protocols in place during the cruise to make sure guests and crew remain protected. Protocols include mask wearing, indoor, social distancing, enhanced sanitation, and more. Much of the cruise experience was as expected, with guests being allowed to enjoy the dining room, specialty restaurants, activities, and entertainment. MSC Cruise is among the most experienced cruise line when it comes to resuming operations. The cruise line was one of the few to have limited operations since 2020 and currently has more cruise ships back in service than any other. Now that MSC Meraviglia has completed her test sailing, the ship will become the first in the fleet to restart in the U.S. on August 2nd, 2021. The ship will begin its 3- and 4-night cruises to the Bahamas featuring Ocean Cay. The ship will then add 7-night cruises on September 18th to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. MSC Divina will also resume sailings on September 16th out of Port Canaveral with 3-, 4-, and 7-night itineraries. Strict protocols will remain in place once cruises have resumed, including testing for all passengers during embarkation. Well, that's it for today, guys. Once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for checking us out, subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to contact me at sandydestinations2019@gmail.com. Comment below if you'd like as well. And if you need any help making your next dream vacation possible, definitely give me the opportunity. I would love to help you out and do whatever I can to make your dreams come true. Until next time, see you later.